Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. How are we doing today? I hope this finds you feeling great and enjoying the beautiful weather. Well, I don't know by the time this video goes out. We'll probably be back to miserable and grey again here in the UK, but today the sun is shining. I don't know if you guys have seen my Dior Homme Parfum 2025 video, but I'm assuming if you're a subscriber you will have done. It's probably my most watched video. YSL have decided to do the same thing and reformulate Y Le Parfum. I haven't bought it, I've got a decant. Jovan came through, come up with the goods once again. So if you want to know what my thoughts are on this new release of Y Le Parfum 2025, then stick around. Hey guys, yeah, welcome back. Thanks for clicking on view. If unbiased opinions from an absolute knobhead is your cup of tea, then you've come to the right place. Y Le Parfum, the original. Big fan of this. Not to the same lengths as I was, or am, sorry, of Dior Homme Parfum, the original formulation. So the announcement of a reformulation of this didn't really scare me as much.
You don't scare me.
But I am a really big fan of this line, and particularly this one. I have the Eau de Parfum Intense. I don't have the Eau de Parfum. I feel like with Le Parfum, it wasn't a big enough difference in terms of scent profile. This is really good though. This is like a more grown-up version of YEDP. It doesn't retain all of the sweetness, but it is still sweet. But it's slightly denser and darker. The Eau de Parfum Intense isn't as sweet. It's different from the Eau de Parfum in that respect. Slightly more aromatic, and I would say it comes across a bit more green, maybe even a little bit more woodsy. But yeah, this is fantastic. The YDNA is what it is. It's a blue fragrance. Compliment getting DNA because of the sweetness and the easy approach that the DNA takes. Really easy to wear, easy to like, good performance. It's got everything really.
I've got it all.
As I said in the intro, Jovan comes up with the goods yet again so that I don't have to blind buy. He does it so I don't have to. But if I'm almost convinced that I'm going to like something, I'll just go ahead and pull the trigger. That way I'll get it in a little bit sooner. But thanks, Jovan. You're one of the real ones. So how does this smell? That's what we want to know, isn't it? That's what we want to know. How does it smell?
Tell us now.
How angry am I that that is being discontinued? Not really, if I'm honest. For almost a full bottle and a ridiculous amount of fragrances. So it'll see me out probably. And I've got other things that are sort of like it, you know what I mean, that serve the same purpose and I like equally as much. I just like this a hell of a lot. I wouldn't go so far to say as I love it. It's a shame it's been discontinued because it's a great fragrance. So how does the new one smell?
Hurry it up, will ya?
I've actually got it on my arm here. It's going to refresh my mind with the opening. Well, I'll tell you how the new one smells. It smells absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. When I got my nose on this morning, this is first impressions really, guys. I haven't even had a full wear of it. But when I got my nose on this morning, the excitement of experiencing a non-generic fragrance released this year, there maybe has been one or two, but finally, I mean, yeah, Kirk de Jan broke free from the Dior Homme Parfum DNA with the release of Dior Homme Parfum 2025, but not in a good way. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm an old man, you know, I'm 43. I don't want Dior Homme Parfum to take 25 backward steps into being a youthful amber bomb. I don't. It's not even really an amber bomb. It's just sweet. It's nice. Don't get me wrong. It's really nice. But reformulating this has made it more mature, more refined, more versatile. And I just think it smells better. You're going to get a hell of a lot of people absolutely downvoting. Sorry, I'm pointing at that. Downvoting this and calling it all the names under the sun, attacking YSL for, you know, axing their beloved favourite, just like I did about Your Le Parfum. So I'm not saying, well, it is unreasonable behaviour, but I'm not saying I blame them.
I don't blame you.
But for me, in my personal taste, selfishly, they've improved it. To me, they've improved it. It's really, really good. So there is sweetness in the opening, and I'm not entirely sure where that comes from because the note breakdown is quite basic. I don't think there's apple in this. I think it lists bergamot, if I remember rightly, but there's more than that too. The sweetness might come from the aromatics, but it is sweet, but it doesn't last long, that sweetness. The opening to this is very fleeting. Yeah, I like it a lot. It doesn't take long. It doesn't take long until it becomes green. And the main direction of this fragrance is a woody green fragrance. And I don't mean like green in a traditional sense, like aromatic green. The aromatics in here are also short-lived. It comes across fresh, spicy. I think there's ginger in it.
Who are you, Ginger?
And that will contribute towards the sweetness in the opening and also that fresh spiciness. But the sweetness fades off, and into the mid, the fresh spiciness, that carries on. But then that fades off, and then in the base, you're just left with something that's green, but in sort of like tree green. Do you know what I mean? And woods.
But even they can shrink. Green wood shrink.
But it's really well done. Now, it doesn't perform great. I'm at 2:05 now. I sprayed this at 9 o'clock. So, yeah, 5 hours. And it's detectable, but it's pretty much a skin scent at this point. It did radiate quite well for a little bit of time, but it's apart from concentration, and to be fair, I only gave like 1, 2, 3 sprays, so you know, maybe with 6, 7, 8 around your neck and in the crooks of your arms, maybe possibly on close too, that'll help. But that side, you know, I'm not really that hung up on performance unless it's terribly bad, like, you know, I mean, I even wear Dior on cologne, and that's pretty bad. Just take an atomizer with you and reapply. But this, I actually think they've improved it. Now, I do like that a hell of a lot. And I don't even think this is a love. But just for my personal taste, see, that, the sweetness in it, I like it. Hey, I wear juvenile fragrances all the time.
Childish.
I don't care. If I like the smell of it, I'll wear it and I'll enjoy it. But I'm getting to a point now where the certain things I appreciate about fragrances at my age are things like subtlety and refinement and things like that. That's what impresses me most. I'll appreciate everything and wear pretty much everything as long as I like it. But when I wear something that's got facets that I appreciate more, it makes me like it more and value it a bit more, because it becomes a bit of an arsenal in my wardrobe. Do you know what I mean? This is that. It stopped being the... I mean, the Parfum was never as playful as the EDT and the EDP, so let's just get that out of the way. But it was still slightly playful with the tonka bean and the sweetness from the apple. But now it's gone. It's left it being more my speed. And you're going to get a hell of a lot of people that won't agree with me here. And I'm not just glazing this. I'm not one of those reviewers. I'm small time. And, you know, those of you that have watched a lot of my videos, I do not hesitate to pull up the negatives about a fragrance.
Burn this place to the ground!
And there are potential negatives in this, depending on who you are, what you like, and what you're trying to achieve. But it just so happens that for me, and that's all I can speak about, for me, this is improved. It's got, and it keeps this, by the way, it's got the blue vibe of a, like, out of the shower sort of freshness, but without the sweetness that a lot of blue fragrances carry right the way through the life of the wear. It is like a gentlemanly soap from a ridiculously expensive barber's or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like the piney green woodiness. And while I'm talking about what's in there, let's just go over the notes. Now, I looked on Fragrantica when it was released, and today I looked on Parfumo, and I remember there being a difference. I think Fragrantica lists amber and Parfumo lists geranium. So depending on where you look, you'll be greeted with a different note breakdown. But let's just have a look on Parfumo. Parfumo has the main accords as green, citrus, spicy, woody and fresh. And the fragrance notes, they don't have them listed top, middle and bottom, but I'll read them as such. Canadian fir balsam, Moroccan geranium, patchouli and pine. And as I say, I think that Fragrantica had it listed with bergamot up in the top, maybe with ginger, and that makes sense for that fresh spiciness. I think there possibly is ginger in this, but it's not on my skin right now, like, but yeah, I think there is. But all in all, guys, I like this. I keep looking at that. Where's it gone? Oh, that's it. I like this. I've only smelled it today, and I already like it more than that, which I like quite a lot. Neither are a love.
I don't need either of you.
And never were, really. But when you've got a collection like me, you've got to save your loves or you'll run out of them. Helps me prioritize things, you know what I mean? But yeah, I really like this, guys. And you're going to see a lot of reviewers, honest reviewers, because it's only the honest ones that hate on things. You're going to see a lot of reviewers that aren't keen, and it's predominantly for the reasons that I wasn't keen on Dior Homme Parfum 2025.
You've stolen my therapy animal.
But they might come round to it. The sticking point for them, depending on their age and their priorities, might be the performance, because that overshadows this in terms of performance. But I think that in terms of the scent profile, the demographic that are going to appreciate it, the performance might be just right in that sweet spot of not annoying and slightly elegant. You know what I mean? So that's my thoughts. If you want to know what I'll give it out of 10, I can't speak to the performance exactly. I won't give you my feedback on those statistics because I haven't had a full day's wear out of it. You know, this is literally first impressions, and I've got another one to do from a decant I got today. So, you know, all I can say is that it did radiate quite well for a short amount of time, and then it was noticeable around me within a foot or so. But I'm 5 hours in now, and it's pretty much a skin scent. So yeah, marks out of 10. I'm gonna start to be a bit more strict these days because I have to be. My mind is telling me that I'm not as easily impressed anymore. So what used to be 8s are probably going to become 7s now, and you're going to very rarely see a 9. So I'd give this a 7. Yeah, I'd give it a 7 out of 10, possibly a 7.5. just on purely on scent alone. But what a pleasant surprise it was to receive this today. I don't know if it being a sunny day outside has contributed towards me being in a better mood and therefore not being as cynical.
Sunshine.
Happy.
But I can only say it as it is. So yeah, that'll do it for today, guys. Thanks very much for tuning in once again. Thanks for the continued support. I'm only about 60 or so subs away from that 1,000 sub giveaway now. So if you want to be in with a chance and you aren't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe now. Because once I hit that 1,000 subs milestone, I'll be doing a giveaway video and all the instructions will be in there. You're going to have a plethora of decants available to win and a few partial bottles as well. The decants will range for everything from cheapy, designer and niche. So to be in with a chance, hit subscribe and make sure you hit that bell notification icon too, so that you can be notified next time I upload some scented nonsense. Hit the like button also. So thanks again, guys, and until next time, stay safe, stay fresh, keep smelling good, and take care.